Because I'm live. I was doing a live stream and it cut off. Yeah, I'm just talking to this, just in case. Uh, a live stream, it cut off right in the middle of talking, and then the the normal YouTube screen came up and it said I was still live, but I couldn't go back to it, and I couldn't watch. And when I clicked on it, it would just give me the spinning circle. So it was like it was still going, yet I was booted off while it continued, is what it seemed like. So I turned off my phone and
It is up.
oh, it did go up.
Yeah, yeah. It says you were streaming for 58 minutes, but only 36 minutes is what this video registered. So it was still saying you were live.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it got it all up till the cutoff point.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was wondering if the whole thing got lost or what had happened there. So I guess it did. Okay, cool. Anyway, well, that makes it kind of tough, right? Where oh,
I'm not
look at
looking
this.
too
I got this little
deep.
crazy kitten that keeps crawling up my legs, and she got little sharp, tiny claws. Yeah, that she likes to use to climb all over us. Yeah. Huh.
Maybe it'd be nice to help
That's
you.
Misty. That's her name. Huh?
I was saying maybe it'd be nice to help you pick up where you left off just by playing out this last like 40 seconds or something.
Oh yeah, do you mind? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play it up here too so they can hear. You can pick up where you left off.
Yeah, this is just yeah, and I can rename this into something or other, or leave it as testing. In the brain. So in physicality, it's another trinity to look at if you want a trinity of feeling, thought, action. Yeah, more in that manner. Closer to the end. But there's all these trinities
Closer
you can
there.
find everywhere. Yeah. Physically,
I mean,
spiritually,
it's only got 20
mentally,
seconds left.
there's all these different trinities. And really, it's the best way to operate, because if you operate from a single aspect of self, I'm only going to use what I'm looking at. I'm going to analyze that, and I'm acting on it. Well, you might have skipped the heart.
No, you're right.
The heart might not have got.
My bad.
No, that's all. That's fine.
Yeah, I was completely wrong.
I was starting to talk about
Yeah,
the
I got you.
the luminaries. In that spot, though, if I say something that to me is truth, so I say up above me, the sun and moon to me are local. They resonate with their own frequency, which is a tat.
That's where it cut off.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so to me when I was really looking into things, how I related the sun and the moon and the local sun and the moon as they travel across the ecliptic, and how they relate to my energy, along with a lot of the ancient teachings. It really, looking at that stuff, it really, and then with the modern science part of the anatomy, the anatomy of the brain and all those, the different parts within parts. To me, it was the pineal and the pituitary. It very easily lines up with all the different teachings, and then to me, energetically, it made sense for the sun, the local sun, and a lot of stuff came together for me as I was healing myself, trying to look at the sun, trying to look at the moon, trying when my eyes were weak. So a lot of things just came together as I tried to heal, and I was just peaceful, and I wasn't thinking about things. So to me, it made sense that the sun, the daytime, as it moves across the ecliptic, its resonance, that's what's connected to my pineal gland. My pineal gland is my sun in here, in my cranium, under the dome of my skull. And the moon, the nighttime, its frequency resonates with my pituitary gland. My pituitary gland is my moon. That's my day and night. That's my day and night cycle. That's my life and death. That's where my understanding up here of the thoughts of life and death in nature and physicality come from to me. The sun and the moon. Above them, the other luminaries and tying those together with old teachings, whatever. Um, well, see, I don't remember now. Now everything's been tied together, so it's hard. It's hard now for me to dissect things after they've been so kind of unified for for a bit. But so, like the base of my spine to me resonates with Saturn, physicality, the rings of Saturn, all of this stuff. It's life and death cycles, right? Cycles within cycles, rings within rings. But that ties me very, 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 very much to physical reality at all times because I realize I have a finite life here, and it all it is a combination of energies of everything all resonating together, even the luminaries above, and that's how I tie Saturn in with my root energy, root chakra, the base of the spine, the end of the journey, so to speak, and also the beginning if you're just starting. But above that, Venus, the sacral chakra area. Venus, the resonance of that luminary that you see out in the western sky, especially real bright lately. I mean, over the last couple of years, I've never mind. It depends on how much you look at it, but you see nice and bright in the western sky just after the sun is out of view over the ecliptic, past on the ecliptic, however you want to put it. But to me, that's that divine feminine reproductive sacral chakra area, that sexual energy that creates life here. Um, Above that, the solar plexus chakra area. You know, to me, and it's different in different systems, so really it becomes an internal thing and how you tie things together. But to me, that kind of resonates a bit with Mercury, the fastest moving luminary above the sun and the moon, up there in that group that's in the stars. Next higher up, Mercury is that fast moving one. So to me, that solar plexus chakra area, just below, just below the heart, the part just below that center point of feeling, that that part just below that gets you to act here in physicality and with speed if need be. Mercury, but also Mercury as in a messenger. Because that messenger there, Mercury being right in the middle between the heart, which is just above the heart chakra area and the actual heart, and and below the reproductive area in the guts. That's part of the guts, Mercury there. It's passing those messages back and forth from the heart and down into the. Okay, so the messenger part, anyway. Above that, to me, the heart, and to a lot of folk, like the heart chakra, the earth, we're right here, and its resonant frequency that it also has. All these different luminaries, all these different things, and all of us as well, we all have our own frequency or combination of frequencies, maybe is more accurate in our case because we are a combination of all these other frequencies. So, what's above that? The heart. No, well, the heart. Before going above that, that's life. That's care. That's love. That's what's been neglected terribly in a lot of ways and misused. Above that, what's above that? the throat. The throat chakra to me kind of maybe more the Mars, the Mars energy, and not the aspect of war, but maybe the aspect of well, more the the divine masculine aspect opposing Venus's divine feminine aspect, but also that aspect that can resonate its frequency not only through voice but with voice and words powerful enough to cause or stop war. To me, that's the true power of the vocal cords of that energy. Because with our ability, with our ability to put things together and understand things and convey things, our words can indeed and do and have both started and stopped. I would I would hazard to guess almost all wars. And I fully realize wars could have been started long before words were available. So, but I know once words came into the mix and people were able to convey information more clearly and more deeply, that I know a lot, that's where wars are started on a moment by moment basis within folks with just simple words. Think of any trigger word you want, any trigger word that involves anything that is tied to someone's belief, especially if it's a belief about themselves. Were I to believe I was nothing but a white male that evolved from a monkey, that is the descendant of a line of other white folk that did all kinds of horrible things, well then, to me, if I internalized that and I really viewed myself as that, anything that would come at me that would talk about any of those labels of that, especially those labels I'm not trying to be, that I know I'm not. Like I know I'm not one of these whatever, bad folk that, killed everybody, blah, 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 took over everything and enslaved or, doing all this bad stuff. I'm not that. So, but people, when they internalize that, they think they need to defend against that because they think they are that, or they think they have to tell other people that they are not that, and that's only because of others' beliefs. When they look at folk and go, uh, I see a person there, label, 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 label because of skin color, whatever they're holding, wearing, doing, looking at, talking about, label, 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 and now I'm picking sides against all these labels instead of just realizing we're all parts of, we're all individual beings. It's,
Our own experience.
yeah, yeah, it's just, and it's those words. It's telling people these different concepts and ideas and then getting them to pick sides in their minds. That's words. That's through the vocal cords. And that's not, you know what? That energy isn't coming with the full resonant knowledge of care of the heart right beneath, because the heart would be saying, don't say these things to trigger these things in such a way, or don't say these things to explain them in such a way as to make someone confused to where they're picking sides internally when they should not be. The heart should be saying, don't do that. Unfortunately, higher up, the crown and the third eye chakra, the third eye chakra, then the crown. If you're trapped there in the third eye chakra and you think you know these things because you have your sun and moon tied together, and that's where your information is coming from, right out your mouth, you're only going off of the intellect of all of this outer beauty above you and the stars and the moon and all this cosmic knowledge. You're going off of that without the intuitive, loving, caring grounding of the heart. So all of this divine sounding cosmic knowledge that can come pouring forth and can be used to twist and turn and get people to feel and think in certain ways. That's dangerous if it's not tied with the care of the heart for full wisdom and understanding of it all before it is used. So to me, I could keep going, but I mean, then the crown chakra, and that's all the way, you know, up and out. That's Neptune to me. To me, that's Neptune. That's the water. That's the waters above, so to speak, and that's the oil. That's the anointed oil of the cup that overflows. That's Neptune. That's the water of knowledge that flows through all these fully functioning, resonating glands and parts inside that resonate in harmony with the same resonance of the luminaries and the physicality of the earth and the physicality of the other life around it all at the same time around me. That's how I operate. But I had to build that whole internal understanding and understanding and link it. I had to link this knowledge of things that had been put in there. I had to link it somewhere within myself or discard it and get rid of it because it was too nonsensical, whether it was true or not. For me, unneeded, unnecessary, get rid of it. And then I realized after that even to sit and explain something like this, it's unnecessary, really. Well, it depends on the individual. It really does. But things could be so much more simple and simply explained with, say, the left and right hemispheres of the brain tied to the heart as the Trinity spiritually, or the heart tied to the brain, tied to the Creator, tied to all as that kind of Trinity, but all encompassing. It's an all for one and one is all type of interweaving of things where we're all one, we're all part of the same thing, but we're all individual ones that are all part of the one. And to me, the goal is just to get that and realize that. Because as soon as that can be realized, fully realized, comprehended, perceived, understood, and felt, all your actions can follow from that place. All my actions now follow from that place. And from that place, I don't get, I do still get intrusive thoughts. I still do get sometimes some totally off balance, incoherent, weird, negative, what are you doing in coming in there thought that will come in. But I will instantly perceive it from my heart because my heart feels, whoa, what is that? And then my mind instantly goes, clear picture of it and it's out of here before it can take hold. And that's where I live from, and that's that natural state of peace that can be found within each side, each and every individual. It can. And that's what you found. Yeah? I mean, to put it in so many words.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people are finding that. Oh, people, I keep saying that. That goes with that whole persona thing, the Black's Law Dictionary. A person is a persona, is a corporation, is a fictional thing, is not a living man or woman, according to Black's Law Dictionary in the legal language of the dead. all these contracts everywhere. Sign your name, make your mark here and there and everywhere. All on these dead pieces of paper, dead life energy, using these chemical compounds to create our marks and sigils on ridiculous contracts that say that you're going to do this or that or the other or else. How ridiculous. How absolutely ridiculous. Everything, why is everything a setup? Why? Why? Why can't we be born into this place and not get instantly toxified? Why can't we have that choice? Why aren't we allowed to have that choice? To grow naturally, to really perceive and get the world around us, to love the ourself, to love and realize our potentiality and the potentiality in everyone around us. Why aren't we allowed to do that before we're unleashed into the grid of society to pick an archetype to play out in someone else's game, in any aspect of that game, in whatever costume you put on in that game, with whatever labels trying to attain any accolade or title you can in that game? Why? Why can't folks just have their children, teach their children, surrounded by folks that also love to just teach their children and live their lives, grow food, share energy in natural, positive, building ways, not destructive ways, not sharing energy, not. I, no, I mean sharing energy, as in it. It's a fully conscious give of energy with no want of receiving, but that would be there from others instead of this other use of energy where it's vampiric, where everyone is out to suck energy from somewhere or something or someone. Why? Because there's some hole inside. There's some lack of understanding or some misaligned concept or thought pattern that, since it doesn't understand, is coming right to the vocal cords and seeking out its answer from anywhere or seeking to fill its hole and its lack of understanding from somewhere to pull their energy away, because I don't want to try and make it out for myself. I don't want to get it for myself. So I will seek it like a snake from anywhere I can. And I will take my answers and I will take what I need instead of just going into the heart and realizing things and then letting things come out in a non-vampiric way where you're not taking, where things come out because you're only giving, because you're only sharing, because you're only part of the same team as everyone else is. You know, that's the only agenda. No other agenda, not so I can get gain from me, I. You know, it's not that. Because that's where this is appear, can be appears. Yes, me, I. Want. And that can come right out, boy. And then you can get yep, you need to get grabby. You get folks getting grabby out there. Grabby. Want. Me. Yep, and then you got a whole bunch of other folks that really, and a lot of folks that don't even want anything, but they really need stuff like shelter or food or clean water to drink, let alone clean air to breathe. There's folks that need that stuff desperately, but never say a word because they don't want to impede on anyone else's experience or existence and take from them, just in case. Even though that the person that might walk by them might have a huge wad of money, wearing a suit, fancy all kind of jewelry, won't say a word, though they're starving, because they don't want to impede. They don't want to insert themselves into someone else's divine sovereign experience as they go by on about their business, never to cast a thought at the individual they just walked by that they could have helped immensely had they just spared just a touch of feeling or just a touch of their perception, just a spark of thought for just a millisecond. But nope, on about their business. Busy, busy, busy. Me. Things to do, things to do. And it's sad. It's
Yeah,
sad. It really
it
is.
is.
It really it should not be like that.
And I can feel that too, because I know how that is. I was in a mindset like that too.
And
Yeah,
I was in the same
especially
mindset
when I
of
was when I
blinders on. Yeah.
had my experience when I was living in the car, and I didn't have much to eat at first. Yeah, yeah, I had similar thoughts around that, and like, what? Why can't we just say, hey, we're hungry, and or feel like that? We felt like we could say that. I had those thoughts.
Can you speak up?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this is actually 26 minutes. I'm kind of surprised. I kind of got going there. That felt good. Oh, I wanted to, I'm about to turn this off. But yeah, I wanted to say something because yesterday, really, and I really do. I try not to curse. And I don't for the most part because I used to talk like that used to be my vocabulary. And I realized how terribly foolish I sounded the majority of my life. So I've really worked on getting a handle on my grammar and its usage and now the rhetoric I speak. Just because I realize how important it is. But yesterday there was something and here's the thing, there's no buts. There's no buts. There's no excuse. And I almost took that video down just because of how I kind of I was like, ugh. And I don't want to present that because I'm not that. I used to be that. I haven't been that for a long time now. It feels like a long time, which is ridiculous because in the totality of my life, from 39 years to 2 years of being like this, or maybe just over, to me now that little 2 years feels like expansive lifetimes worth of life, life. Now, each day and each moment and each bit of new understanding I gain just about simple natural life and things, plants and animals and just little observations. It's just so really I say a long time, but it hasn't been a long time, in the physical measure of time of one's life. But it's and I don't even know what I was about to say. Oh, I just didn't want to leave it like that because yeah, I'm not that anymore, and I don't want to portray that because I know my portrayal of that type of character for so long in my life helped perpetuate that very thing. Yes, I will not be a part of that kind of stuff. At least now, not in the way I was before. In the way I was before, a surface layer thinking fool is what I was. So now at least when I do throw in some expletives or something, it really is only because I'm using it only for that reason. As as a very blunt, very direct exclamation point right in the middle of talking about something as deeply and truthfully as I can. So it's that type of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. So all right, appreciate it for anybody who listens, and I'll keep working on trying to talk. It's feeling a lot easier actually. So all right, thank you.